All right, we are here for Far Beyond the Foundry. I apologize for last week. I was feeling a little bit under the weather that Thursday. Never got... By the time I woke up from my nap, it was like 2 minutes to rush out here and get ready, and I probably wouldn't have been good entertainment. So, that being said, I'm here for ready for the new year. It is the 4th of January, 2018. Somehow my camera got knocked over. I can see that. No, I am not AFK. Let me check my... Alright, there we go. It happens from time to time. That's okay. And so we are going to do a Foundry mission or two. Oh, I wanted to turn that off. Let's get with it. We are going to do this one because it just sounds so... Normally I'd go for the not capitalization, but Treasure of the Pirate Picard. I have to. Sorry. So let's get right to it. We are at the Una system for those of you who may want to follow along. Fleet Admiral Natalia Chernenko, a freighter is taking supplies to a Federation Suliban colony, has detected 5 spatial anomalies in the Una system of the Sirius sector block, Beta Quadrant. Starfleet believes it is crucial that we scan all 5 at once, given the threat of the Iconians. This may be the start of an invasion. Go there and carry out this vital mission. Note, actual mission is not scanning 5 anomalies. Just go to the Una system to switch to the Mirror Universe point of view. Please don't spoil the big twist. Don't do it. All stations report ready to begin mission to scan anomalies. Seriously, get ready for something else. Alright. We'll do this quick. Okay. I gotta turn off this splash music real quick. I do this just in case we drop. Oh, I can turn off the income tech, but I'm not playing it. Alright, so far, he's obviously not taking himself seriously, and I appreciate that. So we'll see if it's worth the humor he puts into just the presentation. Alright, we are good to go. I am playing my new Sagittarius with the Gemini on it. Meanwhile, in an alternate evil universe, with an evil Horta, subordinate tactical officer. We're in orbit around Neptune, Captain. As Lord Riker ordered, we are in its shadow, protected from all official spy satellites. All official spy satellites? I understood your meaning the first time. Already, I'm telling you guys, this is on track to get 5 stars in a tip. This is the way the Mirror Universe should be. It should be overly done, overly dramatic, and overly cheesy. Just like this is. Wait, Captain. I've detected unauthorized defense and espionage drones nearby. I'm replacing their transmissions with doctored data. Indicated no one is here. Indicating. But they are preparing to attack. We'll take out the drones. But first, your agonizer. Captain, please. I kept them from... Ah! Already, we're one conversation in, and this is my new favorite Mirror Universe episode. When it comes to the Mirror Universe, the captain must twirl the mustache, even if it's a lady. Especially if it's a lady. This is already one of the first few missions where I'm in the action, and I actually want to get back to the conversation. The mirror universe is a ludicrous idea, and Deep Space Nine did that well. I mean, the attendant, Worf the Regent, that's what I'd like to see. Garrick the Incompetent. Alright, we gotta hail the ISS Watcher. Let's get over there first. I can usually bring this just up with... Okay, the ISS Watcher is a region variant. Last drone destroyed, Captain. Sending out our own drones to replace the originals and surreptitiously get intelligence on whoever deployed the first ones. Captain, ship warping in. It's the ISS Watcher, as Lord Riker said. So far, it seems as we're not betrayed. Now talk to the Watcher. On screen, Captain Natalia Chernenko. This is Captain Robert Barnes of the ISS Watcher. Hail the Emperor! Hail! Lord Riker tasked me with sending you on a mission. You know how useful it is to be in his favor. Without his patronage, you wouldn't have the rank you hold now. You wouldn't even be alive. Now you can earn his favor again, but it's not something to discuss over even an encrypted channel. Beam over. No, not on my own. You really think I'd let you bring over just to torture and kill you? If I ever wish to do either, I have better ways, I assure you. But if it'll make you feel better, bring security. But remember, I'll have mine. Just make sure the security is loyal to you above all else. Not to me, not even to Lord Riker. Make sure they can be trusted. Believe me, I will. Ready to beam over, Captain? You betcha. Now, my crew is wearing the official uniform of Transport Group 90. That's kind of our banking fleet for... Transport Group 90 is now made up of 3 married couples and some miscellaneous people. And so we each all also have our own banking fleet to fill out the Armada, because it's really kind of hard to deal with other groups to get in our Armada. And figured this is easier. It's the only uniform I use on more than one crew member. All of Transport Group 90 across my accounts wear this uniform. Alright, back to the main screen. We got a successful load. Speak to Barnes. Welcome, Captain. Now I have a mission for you. Don't let word of this leave your ship. If any other ship or any admiral or the general or the emperor or himself asks you, lie. Say you're off to scan 5 anomalies or something. Call back, love it. Oh, naughty, naughty, master. What was that you said about lying to the emperor? Again? Remember my loyalty programming. Next time I have my arms around you, I would prefer it not to be because I'm slowly breaking your neck. Of course, Saga. I was just getting too careful with the need for secrecy. Lie to anyone besides the Emperor. Are you comfortable with that, Captain Natalia Chernenko? Glad to see you nod. Especially since I have a few improvements to Lord Riker's mission parameters. Improvements he doesn't need to know about. Yeah, I'm not liking it. You want to betray Riker? Good. I knew you'd begun to realize that old man Riker is holding us back. He's no longer as good at outmaneuvering his enemies as he was. He was blackmailing that trill-toady Quinn. But then Quinn recovered the evidence, and his choice for governor of Tellar Prime turned on him after being appointed. Even that augment Bashir took his hidden dilithium mines from him. Old man Riker's lost his touch. The old pirate may be a hero of the War of Liberation, but that's long in the past. Time we finally shave that gray beard. But he does have one parting gift to give us before we take him down. Lord Riker's spy drones in the Bajor system have just interrupted transmissions from Terok Nor. Terran forces on the station have detected unusual readings from the Tharek system near the Badlands. We have no surviving allies amongst the Terran officers in the Bajor sector. Thankfully, our enemies are too busy with a power struggle to investigate the signal. That may change soon. And there are others, pirates, remnants of the Cardassian fleet, other aliens, that might detect the signal. Look into it. But none of them know what the signal indicates. Riker does, though. And he made the mistake of telling me and ordering me to send you to the Tharek system to recover what's making that signal. Because what was detected are emissions from a damaged phase cloaking device. You mean the one that he helped develop? He was there when it was developed. The smuggler Eric Pressman kidnapped Bajoran, Bullion, and Iridian scientists to work on it, along with the engineers of his ship, the Medusa. Riker acted as their slave master. But when it was almost ready, the Medusa was attacked by the most bloodthirsty, fiendish pirate in Terran history, Jean-Luc Picard. Riker defected with a cloak and served under Picard for decades. He was there when Picard raided the occupation palace on Earth, took his half-breed woman during the daring raid on Betazed. He helped Picard recover the android lore and add him to his crew. With that phase cloak, Picard and his pirate ship, the Star Taker, were untouchable. If he wanted to take on the Klingon Cardassian alliance, there was some who said he could have done it. Unlikely, but can't rule it out. Till Cisco rebelled, Picard was the only human those aliens feared. Until Picard and his ship vanished. Riker and his woman emerged on his own ship, the Titan, and entered history. They never told the truth about what happened to Picard and his ship. Warp core breach indeed. I never believed that. But when Riker saw the reading from the sensor scan, he recognized the pattern. The Star Taker had been in phase cloak for decades. Now the device is failing. Shields can be breached, and the ship can be touched. Anything and everything that Picard stole may be on that ship. And the phase cloak certainly is. Go to those coordinates and recover everything you can. Get the ship working if possible. Otherwise, recover the cloak and as much of Picard's treasury as you can. Riker wants you to bring what you can to him. I want you to bring it to me. Take Riker out and take all the credit for ourselves. Sweet. I thought so. You haven't heard the best part yet. Riker gave me some of the command codes so you can use to access the ship. But I'm not going to tell them to you. I only told them to my android servitor, Saga. She'll go with you. She is slaved. First to the Emperor and then to me. For the duration of the mission, she'll be slave to you. But only so long as you are loyal to me. Assuming you stay loyal to the legitimate Emperor, my scheming little master. I assume darling Captain Natalia Chernenko has read enough of Ishmael Asimov's works to understand the laws of robot servitude. Yeah, well, remember where your loyalties lie, Natalia Chernenko. Make sure nothing happens to my little Saga. Director Maddox worked so hard to build Star Android servitors. But with so few successes, if you happen to lose one, he will be most displeased. Once you've salvaged everything you can, bring what you have to me. Now take Saga to your ship and find the Star Taker. Transporter room energized. This is excellent so far, guys. I'm not kidding when I'm saying I'm having probably one of the best times I've ever had in the Foundry. This is one of the few times I'm really captivated by this. This is awesome. So much. I'm forgetting to switch to the splash screen. We did get a good load, though. It'll only be up for a couple of seconds. Captain, your personal companion asked to speak with you. Let her in, let him in. You know I have no companion, and I don't want to talk now. Now this one seems the most interesting. You know I have no companion. Just a joke, Captain. Send officer to the agony booth. Ah! Forgive me, Captain Chernenko, but the android servitor Saga insists on briefing you before we reach the Theric system. Very well. Very Mirror Universe way to go around that. I like that. Hello, my dearest darling master. Such a wonderful ship as the ISS Solus is. Even though I have memorized all the layouts and absorbed all the intelligence photos and all public and private logs before meeting you, I always find direct experience provides an extra flavor to the memories. Well, what do you want? This is my question. I am now slave to you. Appropriate, as we are going to the very ship where Picard first developed the slaving protocols to compel the android lore to serve as a loyal member of his crew. Now, as long as your orders don't conflict with my superior loyalty to Barnes and our legitimate emperor, I can do anything you want. Absolutely anything. Tee-hee. But I can answer almost any questions. I can answer any or almost any questions you have about me, the mission, Captain Picard, or anything. Tell you about Picard. Jean-Luc Picard, born in Le Bar, France on 13 July 2305 during the occupation of Earth. He was an exceptional child recognized by the occupational authorities and was one of the few Terrans offered a proper university-level education in preparation for his role as one of the rare human junior officials serving the occupation. He was traveling on a Klingon bird of prey, being brought back to Earth from a tax-collecting excursion to the human colony on Alpha Arendani II, when they found a deselect, that's derelict, it's supposed to be derelict, Terran Empire starship, the Star Taker. Picard manipulated the Klingons into letting him board the ship with them, and he found a way to destroy the bird of prey with a single photon torpedo, then kill the rest of the boarding party. He got warp drive functional and took it to a neutral planet for repairs. From there, he became a pirate. What was he like as a pirate? Have you ever read a history book, Master? He was a terror of the Klingon-Cardassian alliance. He started off raiding their tax shipments as well as merchants. But once he acquired the Phase Cloak, he became bolder. He raided planets. Klingon, Beta Z Bajor, the Klingon colony of Khitomer, even Earth. He raided the occupational authorities' treasury and blew up the palace. If he'd shown any interest in overthrowing the alliance, the War of Liberation might have happened half a century earlier. But then he just disappeared. The only known survivor of his crew on the ship during its last days are your soon-to-be ex-patron, William Riker, and his woman, Deanna. All others still living members of his crew had already jumped ship. Riker claimed the ship had suffered a warp core breach. We now know he lied, but he told Captain Barnes very little of what did happen. The final fate of Jean-Luc Picard is unknown. Okay, you guys can read this. I'm probably going to just go ahead and skip. I'm going to read these later. I'm probably going to come back here and play this all the way through. I read a lot faster, quiet, in my head. A lot faster, so. Well, let's see. Tell me about Captain. I do want to know about Captain Barnes, because that's an original character. You have known him longer than I, Master. I was only slave to him 1 month, 5 days, 7 hours, 13 minutes, 8.76 seconds ago as of the beginning of this sentence. He is an ambitious man, Master, but he sees you as the boon to his ambition. He became Riker's ally because Riker was known as a survivor. He won more political battles than he lost, but he is now showing his age, and Barnes feels no reason to remain aboard a sinking ship, as it were. Your alliance will be beneficial. Enough questions. Are you absolutely sure, my dear Master? You betcha. Red alert! Captain of the bridge! We're detecting a Cardassian fleet headed for the Tharic system. Probably trying to get to the Star Taker before we do. We have to intercept them and destroy those spoonheads. Move to intercept, then drop out of warp. I use this all the time too now. Captain, I'm detecting a squadron of Cardassian insurgency vessels headed for the Tharic system. At current course, we will intercept them. Wait, we're being hailed. A Terran vessel heading to the same out-of-the-way system with the strange readings we've been investigating? These readings might be even more interesting than we expected. Shields up. Jam their transmissions. Prepare to attack. Looks like we got a tiny little warp thing. I'm hoping it's bigger than I thought. Alright. We've got Gaylor class. And it is a true Gaylor. Not a reskin. So I believe that means this mission's capped at 31. Maybe it's 21. Gaylors have great shield penetration. So I'll probably hit my rebuilds quicker. All these effects. Star Taker detected in orbit around Tharic 2, ready to warp to its location. We're going to close out because I do want to collect my loot. Maybe nothing. Oh, that's a couple thousand energy credits. But now let's warp. Alright, we have a map transition. I'm not too keen on that right there. I'm not too sure that one was needed. We'll see what he does in the next one. In the next scene. But that seemed like a warp in and a single fight. Probably enough room on that map for whatever this is going to be. The first real little ding, other than the spelling errors. We've arrived at Tharic 2. The Star Takers adrift in its rocky rings. There are several squadrons of Hauriant vessels between us and Picard's ship. They appear to be approaching the derelict. Kill them all, Master, for me. I will kill them for myself. Destroy drones for Saga. Yep. Two Corvettes, and they're just Corvettes. This seems to be a basic fights. Frigate group weak. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks and I'm forgetting about some of the abilities. I just threw the abilities together today, too. Destroy more Haurians. For Saga. Said I was going to do it for me. Yeah, this is a regular Corvette group. Nice template scaling. Hauriant Saga, you know the drill. Alright. Keep killing more Minotaurs. Nice respawn points. I like that. Then go straight to the battleship. Hopefully it's a tier 2 battleship. Nope, it's the Flamani. I wish I could get a Toughly Q ship. I would fly the heck out of that thing. It looks like a battle. It looks like a Toughly, but it's really a battle cruiser. Where do I sign up? Scan the Scar Taker. No response to hails, but we are able to scan the ship. The Star Taker is adrift, but minimal life support is online. The phase cloak is damaged, making the ship only partially in phase with us, so we can only beam you to certain decks. Once on board, you will slowly shift phase as you move around. There's still no life signs, but my sensors might be missing something thanks to the phasing. There's a lot of activity in the computer, surprising amount. I'd say they're not functioning, but it is more accurate to say that they are over-functioning. I can't explain what this means. I just made it up. Star Trek. We can't count on having much time, Master. Other ships may arrive. I think that we're going to have to risk it. See you in the transporter room. Alright, we're going to beam over. Take my standard crew. This group of losers. They're pretty much just the base people you get. I haven't really replaced them. I could replace them all with the original series holograms, though. Thank you, Ashteku and Shura Ivanova, for that. Once again, I will probably always thank you on every single stream for that. That was really, really nice. Really good bonus. I actually am using them. I'm using the Pavel Chekhov one right now on this crew because I needed beam fire at will. I didn't want to go out and get it. Life support on this deck is minimal but acceptable, Captain. Structural integrity is sound. Unfortunately, most functions are disabled. No engines, no weapons. Not even the turbo lifts are working. Engineering is just down the hall. We might be able to restore full power from there. Smell that rust. I suppose if I were more like you, rust would smell to me like rotting flesh does to you. But then I am not like you, am I? Anyway, the phase coke should be in engineering. Should. Let's go get it. Alright, let's go. But there's an obvious interact. And a respawn, ominous respawn point. State what you're doing here or I'll kill you all. On second thought, that's much too much of a bother. I'll kill you all anyway. Identical strangers. That doesn't imply anything like... And Andorian tuber root. Tasty. Captain, those are holograms. Really? They looked human, but anyone could have programmed... Actually, you silly, ignorant underling to my wonderful master. I think that you'll find that those things were programmed in the late war by Liberation hero Louis Zimmerman. They look like some of his EMHs, the Earth Militia holograms. Sophisticated viruses Zimmerman created to infest Klingon and Cardassian ships and turn their holo emitters against them. Horrible things in many ways, but effective weapons. This is most likely the first version of the EMH virus, as they are closely resemble Zimmerman. The fact that these EMHs do not precisely mimic Zimmerman's form suggests that there has been some degradation of the program. There may be degradation in the cognitive matrix as well. Virus? Degradation in the cognitive matrix? Why, you tarted up piece of albino hardware? If I only had control of the environmental systems, I'd turn the heat up enough to make you melt where you stand. As it is, I'm supposed to have to do this the hard way. Watch as Saga fires at a holo emitter in the ceiling. That's great. There are sure to be more holo emitters in this ship, as they do not appear to be able to shield themselves. This one was not shielded. Mistakes the EMH is unlikely to repeat. If we have to face this virus again, I think we will have to defeat the holograms before concentrating fire on the emitters. It will be too difficult to destroy the emitters while in combat. Come along, brave master. Our goal is still the same. Very well. Then let us deal with those viruses and head to engineering. You betcha. Looks like we have... Well, that was unlikely to be, you know, a potato. There, that is an emitter that will not emit anymore. Now we can go restart the engine. Bear in mind the MAH is still in the ship, but we will have to block sensors, communications, and anything else that can emit its signals. But I can do that, Master. Among all my other talents, I am an excellent engineer. Should we restart power with this virus in the system? We cannot even use the turbolifts at the moment, Master. Besides, do not forget the other ships may come along looking for these anomalous readings. Tee-hee. Wonderful. The warp core is still intact. It would take only minimal work to get warp drive up. That is, if the main computer was working right. And the phased cloak is here. We should beam over some engineers. They can both recover the cloak and then get the engine up and under our control. The auxiliary controls in this room need security codes which to be activated, but I know those codes. With them unlocked and the warp core fixed, we might be able to circumvent the chaos in the computers and fly this ship back to Earth for a good disinfection. I will unlock the controls now, and then you and I can leave your engineers here while we explore the rest of the ship. I know where Picard's private apartments are. We should go see what is still there, especially in case if we have to evacuate with a phase cloak back to the Solus. Master Barnes wants you to collect everything you can, remember. But in the meantime, we did it, Master! Yay! Kiss me! No. This doesn't even qualify for HLA, as Eric Bischoff used to put it. Considering where those lips might have been, allowing her to do so might be very unhygienic. Don't look for me. You have made sure I cannot project myself into engineering. I'm merely using the ship's speakers. Unhygienic? What are you, a doctor? I have had basic medical knowledge so that I may dual spec as a medic to treat allies. I wonder if you might be an ally after all. You are certainly talented, and you may not know it yet, but we have a common enemy. What enemy? The ship's computer. It has developed a personality. When dear Kate sent a copy of me back here to the Alpha Quadrant to report on what happened with the war, I arrived in this ship to find the computer had gone insane. It tried to destroy me at once. Dear Kate? Kate, oh, Captain, my Captain. You mistress of mayhem, Queen of the Array, Hunter of the Hauriant, first female Jal, and Supreme Maish of the Kazon. How lucky the version of me that stayed with you is there to continue the slaughter. What? The virus might be referring to War of Liberation hero killer Kate Janeway. Her private fleet won 42.23 of the battles late in the war, and she had been called the Mistress of Mayhem. Director Asifta Aubrey of the Imperial History and Truth Directorate believes that if she and her fleet had not disappeared in the Badlands near the end of the war, she might have taken the throne from O'Brien. Assuming that none of her allies like the Choker Kachokote, Tuvok the Vosh Tok-Tur, and Mad B'Elanna turned on her and took her down. The Hauriant are a newly arrived ally of the Romulans, but I do not know what he meant by the arrays and the Kazon. This could solve one of the greatest mysteries of the war. He must explain this to us. Oh, must I? I don't think that's true, Trollop. Just by your being here, the ship's computer has become as much of your enemy as mine. If you're very nice to me, listen to my complete rendition of Donzetti's Le Sieur de Cietrel, and let me search your systems. I might decide it was worth explaining what I meant, and how I managed to get all the way back here, but not before. Yeah, no, we're good. The computer has locked me out of Jean-Luc Picard's private apartments, where he kept his most luxurious luxuries, but his most dangerous technologies and the control functions for his most devious devices. I have a feeling that's just where you want to get to, too. In addition, if I stop fighting it, it could take complete control of the ship, bending all the air into space or setting the environmental controls to Tholian normal. I say we work together. I want to quickly read the options. I'm not going to read them out loud, but I want to see what he's got to say. Okay, so most of my crews agree that this EMH is talking sense. Have you? Well, I hope you. Oh, well, this is interesting. I'm sorry, Captain. You'll have to wait for that answer. I have some new information. I think I'll let you see it before you choose. Take the turbo lift. You'll see. EMH out. Interesting. I know, Master. Viruses are horrible things. Wait, the Solus is hailing us. Solus, Natalia Chernenko. Cap has warped it and surrounded the star. And it's the E-10 ships. Wait, fall back. Captain, it's hard to scan, but I think someone beamed onto the deck above us. From what little we heard of the Solus, they're not friendly. Someone should take care of them while we get the engine started. The turbo lifts are now active, but even with full power, the Star Taker is dead in space. It's not just because of the damage to the engines either. All the chaotic activity in the computer systems is making it impossible to access main key systems, including the navigation and weapons. All the activity is causing power fluctuations that make it hard to safely remove the phase cloak if we needed to. I'll do it. Get ready to remove the cloak if I order it. Yoo-hoo! Master! The turbo lift is up the ramp here. Hurry before the enemy uses the turbo lift first. And if that tricky virus hails you again, do not trust it. Yes, no one will take this ship from me. All of its secrets are mine. We'll keep you covered on the way to the turbo lift. Take turbo lift. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back with the rest of this mission. Alright, I'm back to continue. We were just heading to the turbo lift. Well. Enemy aliens beamed onto this deck. Clearly, this is a job for an EMH. Can we scan this floor? There are many aliens on the deck. I still can't tell which species, but they're not human. Sorry. Several dozen, I would guess. Interference from the phase cloak is making anything more specific hard to determine. Yes, that's enough information for you to go on. Let's review my offer. So there's no confusion as things progress. I help you, you help me. No betrayals, no tricks. If that's something you can agree to, we will be allies. This conglomeration of defective code admits he is the enemy of the ship's computer. Why should we turn the ship against us, Master, if we don't need to? And we don't yet know that we need to. This is a faulty program. We are better off without his help. We can kill these intruders ourselves. Alright, we are allies. Glad we can make that clear. Now let us take these alien degenerates together. The computer has set up a force field in front of the turbo lift to keep intruders out. But I have enough control over the system to deactivate part of it for you. Oh, Master, this is a sad day. But at least the entrance to Picard's private chamber is through this hallway. His treasure awaits. It's the filthy Deferi. We cannot leave any of them alive, Master. We will need to kill all of them. What about the face cloak? Captain, this is the engineering team you left to recover the phase cloak and restart the ship. We were attacked by Deferi, but we fought them off. I estimate less than 10 minutes before we can get the warp drive active, but we can't use the auxiliary controls to decloak. The command protocols have been isolated. We'll have to remove the cloaking device, and that'll take longer than 10 minutes, not unless you and the power fluctuation caused by the chaos in the computer. Not until we end it, I'm sorry. We won't have reliable transporters or ship-to-ship communication until we can remove that cloak. No mistakes, or it's the booth for you. Hello, Terran Empire soldier. Or is it Terran Federation soldier? You're too imbalanced to even settle on a name for yourselves. This is a Terran ship. We know whose ship this was, Terran whatever soldier. It is a derelict, one enough with technology to stabilize the entire quadrant. Assuming one considers the current state of the quadrant stable. Even in the right hands, it may not be enough to bring true balance to the chaotic stars, but it will help. Now we begin the fight. Were we supposed to do something over here? We have to defeat invaders now. Oh, EMHs are beaming in. Yeah, the reskin Jem'Hadar. I got hit by the dot. Master, we appear to be in the area of the ship that the Earth Militia hologram cannot manifest itself. Captain, we were attacked by another wave of Deferi. We drove them back, but half the squad was killed, and there was damage to engineering, including to the auxiliary controls. We kept one Deferi alive long enough to interrogate, and it claimed that its superiors have seized the bridge. I don't have enough time or parts to repair the controls. If we reactivate main power, we just hand the ship to the stinking aliens, or to that EMH, or the ship's atomic computer. There's no choice now. We have to salvage the face cloak and take it back with us. It should be easy to beam us back once the cloak is removed. But the power fluctuations caused by the EMH and the ship's computers still make it dangerous to do that. You will live today. But it wasn't a total victory, so agony booth later. Always the agony booth. You shouldn't have come, Captain. We cannot let you disorderly salvage reacquire the treasures behind this force field. Thanks to my access code, the force field is down. Am I not wonderful? No comment. Is this not amazing, Master? I only wish my emotion chip would produce even more awe than it already is. I know that this was Captain Picard's computer control room and the entrance to his two-story private apartments, but I did not know what we would find here. Look at all the remarkable devices on the platform. It should be the central computer. It is at least as fascinating of an object to examine and, if possible, collect. Let's check it out. What? How? I'll answer deck 3. 10 bars of Latin for the man who kills these pathetic invaders. Vigo, lock phasers. Billy, bring your telepath half-breed. Oh, what is that ship? Identify it or face the agony booth. Who's talking? Where's the voice coming from? I do believe the voice is coming from the device itself, Master. Why, this is ever so remarkable. Look at my tricorder readings. Yes, the information on the console confirms it. The device is being held within a Borg force field, but it is not itself Borg technology. Or at least, if they had assimilated this technology, they had not yet imposed their dreadful aesthetic senses on it yet. And look at my readings. This is too amazing to believe. Can you see what is inside the device? Tell me, Sage. This device contains a brain, an organic brain, removed from its body. This brain has been linked with the computer systems and has become the central control component for the entire ship. Or at least it would be if that terrible virus were not infesting so many of the ship's systems. All the brain's life functions are maintained. Synthetic inputs replace organic senses. A brain in this device can survive for centuries. I wonder where Picard found it. And just whose brain is this? Jack, stop selling at your woman. We're under attack. Beverly, off the bridge now. Vigo, lock phasers. What is that ship? Lord, live up to your name and I'll find a way to make you feel pain. Anyone shirks their duty and I'll put a hot brand to your face and make you as sightless as Blind Geordie. And remember what I did to Yar. It is human, Master, at least genetically. The basic structures are the same, but the tissue is not quite right. Perhaps it is degradation caused by being kept alive in this machine. Perhaps this brain itself is an experiment. Is this not a wonderful puzzle? It's his brain, isn't it? It's Picard's. Picard, he put me here. The devil will tear his molecules apart if I see him again. Or not? Can you hear us? Who are you? I am Jean-Luc Picard. What is that ship? Ah, a ship of the old Empire. I'd recognize it anywhere. General Maltz, I can get it working for you. What is that ship? I can't recognize it at all. Master, I do believe this brain is a bit confused. It might be Picard's or it might not. I do not believe we can take its word for it one way or another. Let's see if we can do something else that can help us understand. Picard's brain, maybe. Yes, Master, this is it. The other console handles life support. This one is for control and input. Incredible. I can't read as quickly as you can, Sage. What's going on? Or Saga. Intruders, Billy, get your woman. I need an empath now. Let's get those half-bleed, earn her oxygen for today. So is this brain Picard? No, but this brain was grown from his cells. It appears to be created with a technique I am not familiar with, perhaps for evolving RNA. I suspect that if it were taken out of the device, the brain would degenerate and die, even if provided with nutrients. However, after its creation, the brain was given Picard's memories. Why? It was all explained in a file called Project Ka. The Ka was an ancient Egyptian concept. To simplify, instead of believing in souls, as later theology theorized, Egyptians saw the Ka as a kind of double that, with care, lived after the original person died. I believe Picard may have been trying to create a backup self who could survive in case he was killed. But just as important to him was testing the brain interface and testing memory transfer. Picard seemed more interested in memory transfer than any other aspect of this experiment. A dog, Picard, shoot him. Vigo, shoot him. Intruders. Bad is that program trying to take the ship away from me. Bad is the Klingon. Strike at Kittimer. Strike at Kronos. No, you. I entered the Bajoran Celestial Temple. I can tear down Kalis, too. Brain! How dare you say that? I called me that. That brain I was making. That brain I was testing, I will make it work. Once we shoot that unknown ship, Vigo. Curse Picard. Curse that program, invading my thoughts, giving me no peace. How can we reason with this? I'm not sure that we can. But look, this Ferengi device is connected to the console. It is making this brain relive Picard's memories as a means of conditioning. It is also wired to the ship's sensors so that Picard can use the device to condition and punish the crew as well. Master, this brain is using that connection to extend its control beyond this room. I do not think Picard was ready for it to control the ship. The direct connection from this device to the command functions is disabled. The MH, on the other hand, is trying to enter this room so they can bypass the brain and directly control the ship as well. If either were to stop fighting, the other would likely achieve its goal. Yet, that may be what we want. With main power online, the main problem with this vessel is the disruption caused by the MH and the brain fighting. Helping one win may be necessary for us to take control of the ship, or at least salvage the cloak and other valuable treasures. Which one would help me win? It's a hard choice, Master. The brain is fascinating but unstable. The original EMH virus has long been recognized as a technological plague, a pest that must not be allowed to control something so valuable as a Star Taker. How do I make one win? Oh, very well. Your wish is my command, provided you remain loyal to Captain Barnes and the Emperor, of course. I dare not connect myself to the EMH-controlled systems, lest I be infected. EMHs have been known to block androids from deploying the EMH antivirus. And even though I would cure myself, the time I would spend in a catatonic state might prove fatal for us both. But I could give the EMH antivirus to the brain. It cannot be infected, but it can deploy the antivirus. On the other hand, if you must let the horrid piece of code win, the brain's life support is in the console hit and turn it off and it dies. I urge you, Master, if you choose to kill the brain, find a way to give the ship the antivirus afterwards. It is too cruel to let the disease win. Why can't I destroy both? Oh, my vicious master. We could if we had the time, but we would have to give the brain the antivirus first. We would have to wait for the virus to be completely eradicated before destroying the brain, and the Teferi might not leave us alone that long. You can destroy that pest. Do it, or you'll not leave this room. Now leave this room at once. I have business to attend to. Beverly, put down that brat of yours and come away with me. I need you to explain the logic of why you find being a second mate's woman is preferable to being a captain's. You heard me, intruder. You'll die if you don't kill that pest. What's so funny, Saga? That brat the brain referred to later found one of the mysterious travelers and tortured his knowledge of space and time out of him, gaining enormous godlike powers. That brat is now the mad god Wesley of Dwarven 5. It's just amusing to hear him referred to in such a manner. Yeah, but not being able to get out of here is not funny. It doesn't change anything. Either the MH or the brain must die. Which you want to destroy, Master? It'll take time for the MH virus to be purged. So if you want to kill it, please do. Then you'll have to leave the brain alive for at least a while. Kill the MH. I love you, Master. Kiss me now. Nope. Very well, Master. As you command. Traitor, you're letting it kill me. Well, I'll do the same to you. I can't enter the computer chamber. I can't enter the upper apartments, but there's one spot between where I can project myself. So take the path to the area east if you dare. I'll see you dead, Natalia Chernenko, and I'll affect your adding machine too. She may be able to counter it, but she will feel pain. We get to find the Star Taker, enter Jean-Luc Picard's intersection, and get to help kill a vile virus, which will allow us to safely remove the cloaking device. What a wonderful day! Tee-hee! Oh, they put in the low... There's a private turbo lift to Captain Picard's private chambers through this room here, Master. The computer system is completely disconnected from the rest of the ship. We will, thankfully, be uninterrupted there. Boo, 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 boo. Nothing at all. Here we go. Tee! This is so exciting. Using the Defiant stuff. Examine object on table. Master, that glowing artifact is obviously the most noteworthy object on this table. There are several others that Picard has collected and studied here. Well, what about the glowing artifact? It is a fragment of the Bajoran Aura of Prophecy and Change. According to the files on this computer station, Picard was experimenting with bombarding the shard with different types of rays to see if its abilities would be enhanced. Of course, I will take it so that I can be best sure that it gets to the Emperor. I would not you to feel tempted, Master. Tee-hee. Master, look at this. The sphere held within this Borg force field appears to be stored energy patterns without signal degradation. There's a small amount of energy in the sphere. It resembles a simplistic artificial intelligence. Tell me about it. The files in the console say that this receptacle for the consciousness of sentience being created by a long-dead civilization. Picard found this sphere on planet Hauriant and made contact with the mind housed within it named Sargon. Sargon was then allowed to transfer his mind to one of Picard's pirates, a man named Argyle. Picard studied the transfer progress and then shot Argyle. A small portion of Sargon's mind returned to the sphere before Argyle died, but not enough to maintain sentience. It is interesting to see how obsessed Picard was with transferring consciousness. Like with the brain interface, that seems to be one of his primary focuses. Picard had such wonderful taste. There's examples of bottles of Chateau Picard, Ahab Triumphant by Herbert Manville, Sun Tzu's The Art of Conquest, Swan forces others to give him what he wants by Proust, in the original French, of course. And look at there are a collection of the complete works of William Shakespeare, once owned by Emperor Kodos the Executioner. After Picard's raid on Earth, the new governor, Enabran Tain, had Picard's family burnt to death in their home and had salt and low concentration Theralon particles plowed into their fields. The 2353 vintage will be those fields last for millennia. Let's take some wine. Wonderful, Master. We shall drink it together. I will even act drunk if you wish me to. Examine the stone artifact. How lovely, Master. That is a conlyph taken from one of the ruined outposts. Picard's weapons rack. Master, look at all these weapons Picard have collected. Surax Lurpa. Zephram Cochrane's pistol. And the Batleth of Kalas. Make sure to take Cochrane's gun, Master. That is worth more latinum than Picard ever stole. And if you can, maybe you could take the possible sword of Kalas. We will have to verify its identity. But if it proves genuine, perhaps it could be melted down and refashioned into a urinal at Imperial Starfleet Command. Let's go examine the dead bald guy. A Borg, but inactive. Get to the point. Apparently Picard had lore connected to the Borg collective through this drone to learn how the collective was organized. Lore discovered that while the Borg bodies act as drones inside the Borg network, their minds retain individuality. They exist in an illusionary paradise that is half hedonistic pleasure and half endless philosophical salon discussion. The reason that some people injected with being nanopros join the collective and some do not is because once the nanopros form a basic connection to the collective, that assimilated person is only accepted into the collective if they meet Borg's high standards. Amazing. Why do you do this? Apparently Picard wanted to join the collective, since those that the Borg assimilate but find unworthy die instead of becoming Borg. Picard was worried he'd be rejected. He wanted to find a way to force the Borg to accept him. He wanted to be assimilated? Desperately. Here's one of his notes. Soren sought a dream within his nexus. I sold him the trilithium to help him sleep. But I have no use for a dreamland. Illusionary bodies aside, the intellectual communion of the collective is real. The collective is the truth of which the nexus is the shadow. I deserve to be Borg. I will not let them deny me. There is no record of whether Picard succeeded in his attempt to become Borg, but I would be shocked if he did not try. Solus to Natalia Chernenko. The interference appears to have subsided. We can communicate and beam with any location. The away team beamed back with the face cloak. The Deferi have disabled the Startaker, and the engineers deem it unsalvageable. Another wave of Deferi have arrived. We need you to beam back. They need my skill with ship-to-ship combat. Otherwise, they'd have left me behind. Surprise! You mean otherwise they would leave us behind, did you not, Master? Tee-hee. Alright, 6 to beam up. Okay, it's getting a little wordy. But it's still a good story. There's no denying that. And hopefully we'll fight some Deferi. Who are probably just Jemadar. The next wave of Deferi ships are here, Captain. What about the cloak? I'm afraid it's damaged. My subordinates didn't wait till the chaos and the computers had completely subsided before removing it. I'm not sure how long it'll take to repair. Days, months, but we have it and we can fix it. You brought it to be damaged? Your agonizer, please. Ah! It was damaged to begin with, Captain. Ah! Captain, please. There's a battle going on. At last, I am alone. I control the ship. I am the Startaker. Engines coming online. Phasers coming online. The Startaker will fly the stars once more. This isn't good. Indeed it is not, Master. The Startaker could do damage, possibly fatal damage to us during the fight with the Deferi. Its shields are up. But the weapons and engines will take several minutes before they are fully operational. Still, the filthy aliens threaten us now. Let us deal with the Deferi first, then the possessed pirate ship. Riemann. That means no matter what it looks like, it's probably a disguised Mo guy. It's like one. Oh, the tractor behind. More to ferry ships on an intercept course. Another ship is entering the system. It's the Borg. Hail the Borg. We are the Borg. Leave now or lower your shields and prepare to be boarded. Your biological and cultural distinctiveness will be evaluated by the worthy components and added to our own. Interference is futile. The galaxy's cancer itself, unceasing growth and destruction. All ships flee, we must not be corrupted. Hail the Borg again. Captain, is that a good idea? I decided what was a good idea on this ship. I agree that this is a good idea, Master, but despite what we have learned, the only emotion I am offering besides curiosity is fear right now. Borg, are you truly individuals in there? Bodies are irrelevant, minds are all. Let the bodies toil, worthy minds will contemplate, commune, enjoy, learn of the universe. So you kill some instead of assimilating them because they aren't worthy to join your club? Explanations to the unworthy are irrelevant. She explained. Haha. I believe the Borg have assimilated too many talkative senators. Final question about Picard. Picard is Borg. Picard and Lore found us, stole and used our technology to hack their way in. Lore rejected our paradise. He rejected the merger of organic and machine. But Picard became Borg. He evaded judgment, but that is irrelevant. Had he been judged, he would have passed. His body died, but his mind survived. It explores the galaxy with every cube, every drone. It communes with geniuses and artists, masters of war and culture. It is the life of the worthy. All else is relevant. Why are you here anyway? We are Borg. We are Picard. All that was his is ours. The unworthy will not have it. Not you, not the faulty intellect controlling the ship. What are you doing? Thieves! Brigands! The Borg just beamed off several pieces of equipment from the Startaker. Now they fired on the Startaker, direct hit to the engines as dust. They haven't beamed anything from the Solus. Shh! Do not give them ideas! Thankfully, even though they are still individuals in their dreamscape, the Borg have always tended to think outside the world as units, species, ships, planets. They may not realize we have beamed up over any of Picard's stuff. Let's not remind them we did. Interference is futile. Okay. We'll leave. I have the coordinates for our rendezvous with the ISS Watcher. I suggest we head there at maximum warp, mister. Wait, so. Your way. Okay, good load, good load. Excellent, Captain Natalia Chernenko. Now beamed over the phase clove over at once. I will beam it over. With this, Old Man Riker is finished. He will only be the first to fall. What? Foolish, Natalia Chernenko. Look what the pirate Picard accomplished with one ship in this phase cloak. And remember that the Emperor Sato took over the old empire with only one ship. Oh no, you small-minded peon. With this, I will become a Caesar, like those of old. Very nice confession, Captain Barnes. Lord Riker knew you would start talking before confirming that you actually had the cloak in your possession. You keep trusting that I was really slave to you, so you really had nothing to worry about. Tee-hee. There's another ship coming in. It's the Vengeance. Wait, what is that android servitor doing? She's taking down our shields. Now she's being over to the Vengeance. And the phase cloak is being beamed out too. Betrayal. Saga, Natalia Chernenko, you all die for that. Shutting the Barnes door. I have to think that was intentional. If that was really set up for that, just for that joke. Kaikusai. Captain, the Vengeance is hailing us. Well, that saves the needs for a kangaroo cart. Tee-hee. Saga, what's going on? Oh, I am so sorry to have had to deceive you, but the fact is I was never working for Captain Barnes. The slaving protocols bind me to him were a shell outer program. I am in fact slave to Lord William Riker and was working for him the whole time. But do not worry, even though I was never actually slave to you, I do consider you one of my masters and a wonderful one at that. You're serving Riker. I was part of his master plan. Master? Wink wink. As were you. Riker wanted to get rid of Captain Barnes. He knew the Star Taker was going to be discovered and what Barnes would try to do. He simply arranged so this Barnes was turned traitor. We already have the recording of his confession, and in exchange for your testimony against Barnes during the investigation of this incident, your name will be cleared, not even a minute in the agony booth. How could Riker know all this? Remember that Picard stole the Bajoran Orb of Prophecy and Change? Who do you think has it now? It was Riker and Troy's self-selected going-away present when they jumped ship. They hid that fact afterwards and limited the number of victories so that no one suspected they had help from temporal alien gods. Tee-hee. When Riker was on the Star Taker, he knew that Picard was becoming obsessed. He had no idea what he was obsessed with, or at least so he said. Perhaps the Ord told Lord Riker about Picard's plan with the Borg, but he did not tell me. I am very curious about that, are you not? When Lord Riker told me he foresaw that you would turn on him, but also that you would come back, and that you would realize how futile fighting someone who can see the future can be. Farewell, Saga. Ready to leave. Alright, well, we have a transition for some reason. Maybe we'll go to another map and it'll tell us to scan 5 spatial anomalies. I'm hoping for it now. That would only serve to make this complete. Just waiting to see if we get a good load. And we do. They've been better about that since a couple of updates ago. Meanwhile, last anomaly scan, Fleet Admiral. For something that is by definition an anomaly, there's nothing out of the ordinary about it. Hail Starfleet. Just ordinary anomalies? No Iconian or Tholian influence? What a relief. Thank you, Fleet Admiral Chernenko. That's a load off my mind. This completes Treasure of the Pirate Picard by Hauriant. I'm glad he wrote that down because it's been harder and harder to get these missions down. Treasure of Pirate Picard by Hauriant. This really was a joy to play. There's a lot of spelling errors. It seems like mostly mistypes, though. It is not like the times where I've gone into places and it's like he's looking for the right word but doesn't find it. A good spell check would really help this, but this is a really good mission. It says, the SEO Prime Timeline version of the Android saga appears in More Data, Part 1, Theft of Honor, and I will probably have to play that. She will also appear in its sequels. Well, I'm going to write that down. More Data, Part 1. And I really hope there's more parts to that. I'll look that up. Because I thoroughly enjoyed this mission. There's only one thing I can do with this mission. Is refine some dilithium and give some to a Hauriant. So I've refined the dilithium. I got 1,919, a full load. I am going to give this 5 stars. I am going to give a 100 dilithium tip. My review. This is what a mirror, capital M, Mirror Universe mission should be. Hammy acting over dramatic villains, ridiculous plot, and all too well written to pass up. Play this mission. This is awesome. Hauriant, I salute you. This has been an absolutely wonderful Far Beyond the Foundry. There we go. All right, well, that's far beyond the Foundry for this week. Thank you for watching, and if you're not watching this live and watching this on the replay, I still thank you for watching. You can follow us live at twitch.tv/DougLindauer. I'd always appreciate to have you on. I'd love a follow. I'd love a subscription. I'd love you just being there and interacting with my bot. Heck, at this point, I'll take anything. You can find me on Twitter at the Cat Alice Thing. That's where I make jokes about all the games I play and whatnot. And I also have a Twitter at Doug Lindauer, but I'm not really kind of using that right now. I could, I suppose. You can find us on Facebook at /Glyn's Arcade. We would love to see you there. I'm going to put up some photos later on and whatnot. We're going to do a big revamp of it over the weekend. I think that's great. You can find all the archives at www.cavaliercavalry.com. That's my own personal website where I store the archives of all the video games I play, all of my past projects and notices, and where I'm going to store everything I do in the future. I've just spent an additional $35 to keep the domain for another 2 years. I hope to use it. Finally, you can find Star Trek Online at the following link below. It's way too long for me to read because Art Games doesn't do it that way. But you can always just go to artgames.com, and it's pretty easy to find. They don't make that part hard, just the typing in part of just to get to how to Star Trek Online. It's almost like they want you to take a look at their other games, and you might as well because they've got some pretty good ones. Anyhow, that's me, Doug Lindauer, wishing you... what do I usually wish you at the end of a Star Trek episode? It's been so long. I hope you boldly go. That's how we end these things. And they do. Boldly go. Let's hit that outro.